Yes, welcome to Black Apocalypse BPM. Chilling with my boy David, Mr. Williams. You can only mute yourself, man.
Hello.
How's it going, man? Is it Kayles Williams?
Yes, sir. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, man.
Good to be here, man.
How
are
you? Nice to be here, man. It's good. It's great to have you on, man. I've been looking forward to this interview for a long time since we got in contact. First things first, where are you from?
I'm from New York. New York, man.
New York. You know, it's so famous they named it twice, man. I think you're probably one of the first people I've had on the show actually from New York. So it's an honor. Wait there.
Yeah, New York is cool, man, but I'm trying to get out of here, man. I'm trying to get out of New York.
I think that's a typical thing, though. What part of New York you from?
I'm from Queens.
I'm from Queens, yo. Then again, I'm sorry for the reaction, but I remember I was in New York.
No, it's all good, man. It's all good.
I was in New York and I was with my auntie over there, and she was like was going to the Bronx, and she was telling me about the Queens and she was like, "Nah, man, you couldn't pay me to live in Queens." I was like, "What you mean?" She was like, "Nah, man, Queens is crazy." But then again, that was like almost 20 years ago now. Yeah, around 20 years ago. So I don't know if Queens is still the same, because what they've done basically with most of these like places that used to be perceived as ghetto, they've made them really cool.
Yeah.
I've done that in Queens too.
Yeah, man. They have Starbucks in Queens now. So that's how you know that the price is going up and everything's getting more expensive. Once you see Starbucks, man. So they have about 3 in my immediate area of where I live.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So yeah, they're definitely making changes to Queens, man.
Yeah, that's
most definitely.
You know, back in the day, they had like I can't remember what it's called exactly. Maybe you can help me with it. But back in the day, they used to, when they wanted to get the white people out, they used to move one black family in and then push the prices down. And then everyone, like all the white people would leave and then sell the prices higher to black people back in the day. So what they do now is to reverse it.
Like gentrification.
Gentrification, exactly, yeah. Now they reversed it.
Yeah.
All they do is they tell all the black people leave, put the white people up, put the prices up. Yo.
I mean, listen, man, they even have white folks in certain parts of Brooklyn that before they were scared to go to.
Yeah.
And now it's like they just kind of took over. They kind of took over the places they used to be scared of, man. So it's crazy.
You know, that was one of the things as well when I was in Rio de Janeiro. And I remember like looking up, and I don't know if you've ever been to Brazil, but like you look up on these hills and it's like all the favelas in it. But the thing is, at the same time, they've got the best views. Yeah. They've got the best views of the seas, of the hills, you know, and I was like, watch all these hills go up in flames in a couple of years. And then all you're going to see is, no, everyone's going to leave. You know, everyone's going to be dead. And then all these like rich white folks are going to buy all the hills.
Yeah, man. It's crazy.
So anyway, I've been listening to your podcast, man.
But I've never been to Brazil, actually.
No.
I've never been to Brazil, man, but it's on my list of places that I want to go.
You gotta go.
It's definitely on my list, man.
And if you're looking to move away from America, I would recommend Brazil highly. Highly recommend it.
Brazil's
the place, man. Believe me, it's the place. I know all America and the whole, we got the best country in the world and stuff, but trust me, man. Hey, I swear Brazil is something else. I've been to America, like a lot of places in America, but Brazil, whoo.
Yeah.
Only actually, I'll give America a bit of dues though. Hawaii is exquisite. I don't even know if you can consider Hawaii to be America though, but Hawaii is, bellissimo.
Yeah, it is beautiful, man. It is beautiful.
Yeah, man.
Most definitely.
Anyway, over to you, man. So first I gotta ask you, and I've been listening to your podcast, man. Where do you find your cool jazz music, man, in the background? I'm
you have?
I'm like, yo. And you got this, and then you got this like mellow voice. I'm like, this guy's voice, man. I'm like, yo. so smooth,
Yeah,
man.
I mean, yeah, man. Listen, honestly, the whole podcasting thing, bro. Honestly, I stumbled into the whole podcasting thing.
Okay.
I used it when I was going through my book process, and I just fell in love with being expressive and being uninterrupted and like unapologetic about whatever my message was at that time. And so like once I got a couple of books in, I was like, well, I love this form of expression. Like I love being able to just write whatever it is and my thoughts and things like that on paper and being uninterrupted in that moment. And so I was like, how can I transfer that experience to vocally, like using my voice? And so after I may have written like my first 3 books, I started to really get into this thing of expanding.
Yeah.
And so when I fell in love with expanding, like podcasting was just perfect because it let me get into a certain space and just whatever was on my mind at the moment, like whatever I was thinking about regrets from life or whatever, like whatever happened to come up in that moment, I could just use podcasting for that and just be as transparent as I could be. And once I got a taste of that, I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to be doing this for like years. Like, this is like, I love doing this. Yeah. Like, I love podcasting just as much as I love books. And so, yeah, I stumbled, man, into the whole podcasting thing. But once I found it, it just fit. Like, it just fit. So,
I want to tell you a couple of lines that stuck out to me, man. I was listening. You said there was like enlightening moments that were for me, man. When you said, first of all, when you are striving to succeed at anything, you should always go at your own pace. This struck a chord, man. I was like, yo, because like I know so many people who've they want to get rich today. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, they get rich, and if it doesn't work after 2 weeks, they're like, yo, I ain't doing this no more, man. Yo, that didn't work. I'll try something else. and I'm always saying to people, hey, trust the process. Just discipline is the most important skill you can have. It doesn't matter what you do. If you got discipline and you can keep doing it, I promise success. I promise that. That's what I promise anyone. You keep doing the same thing every day and keep getting better at it. At some point, people are going to clock on and they're going to pay you for your skills. Another one was one calling is a bridge for another calling. Oh man, I love that. Yo, I was like, yo, this geezer.
Yeah.
That's like word porn.
Man, I mean,
that's this geezer's killing me, man. Yo.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because before I got into like this book writing space and podcasting, I worked jobs. I worked retail and security and a bunch of different places. And because entrepreneurship, man, was not on my radar at all. I was very not very late, but I was not looking at authorship and being creative as a way for me to make a way for myself at the time when I made the decision to do it. I worked a couple of jobs and I just had this notion to get into blogging because I was having a conversation with a friend, and because I used to be heavily into the zodiac and astrology. Like that was my thing outside of my business stuff and wanting to set up generational stuff now. Astrology was my thing. Like I loved looking up my sign and how it matches up with the other signs and what the planets are. Like I love that stuff.
Hey, what sign are you?
And so like Capricorn, man. Just had a birthday in January.
Happy birthday, man.
Capricorn's me.
That's my orbiting sign. Everyone in my family is a Capricorn. My mom's a Capricorn. My wife's a Capricorn. My son's a Capricorn. Everybody's Capricorn. Trust me, everybody.
Really?
Yeah, my ex-girlfriends, my last 3 ex-girlfriends were all Capricorns. It's my orbiting sign. Can you guess what I am, though?
Man. Now, don't laugh at me, but I may get it wrong. Like I may get it wrong, but I'll take a chance to do it anyway. I feel like because you're very like vibrant and very like, I feel your energy from here. I'm gonna say Leo is on the tip of my tongue. Like Leo.
Ah,
Leo.
almost.
Almost.
Two over to the right.
Two over.
Deeper into
To
the
the
cold
right.
seasons. But Leo has been good though, because Leo. But I find Leo people are more serious though, man. They ain't like us. You know, you got Leo, then you got
Yeah.
Virgo, then you got Libra. I'm a Libra. Now Librans,
Yeah.
if you see Leos, they're
Oh,
serious.
are you? Nice.
They're bubbly too. They're serious, but they're bubbly and serious at the same time. Then you got the Virgos. They're
Yeah.
bubbly and wacky, man. Virgos are wacky. And then you got the Librans. We're just something else, man. What's wrong with us? We're like bubbly and
Yeah,
joking
man.
at the same time. Carry on.
Yeah. One of my closest friends, man, is a Libra, and y'all are good people, man. I gotta say. I've been friends with this person for like 20 years.
Okay.
Since grade school.
Yeah.
So I have no problems with Libras.
Mm.
I know normally they don't really mess well with us Capricorn folks, but I don't have a problem with Libras. I don't like, and I think that's because I look at the other planets too, right? Not just your main sign, and I have a lot of fire in my chart, like in my overall chart.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of like Sagittarius in my chart.
Okay.
So which I thought I would never get along with Sagittarians, but I do very well. I do get along with them very well as well. And it's funny how once you start to get into like the not just your sun sign, but your moon sign, your rising, your planets, like it makes sense on why you just mesh well with certain people. And I mesh very well with outside of other Capricorns, fire signs and air signs.
Okay.
Air signs and fire signs are really my closest friends right now. You know, and so I wouldn't have learned that if I didn't read up on it. You know what I mean? And so yeah, I loved astrology and things like that, man, before I got into all of the business side of things and like setting up multiple things for yourself. Like I was not an astrology buff, but I loved just reading up on it.
Yeah. Did you ever dabble in numerology then too?
Yeah. I do study life path numbers. I am a 9. Okay. I am a 9 myself. And I also have gotten into like paying attention to if you see 555, if you see 333, 444, 1111.
Yeah, I see 1111 all the time.
And just the power of numbers. Yeah.
Yeah, all the time, man. I'm like,
yeah, me too,
11,
man.
11. Oh, 1111. Oh, man. Yeah.
But it's definitely powerful, man. It's definitely, I gotta say, it's definitely powerful. Like once you start paying attention, and like when you speak certain things at like certain times, and then you notice like in a week, what you talked about last week actually comes, like it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's dope, man. It's beautiful.
Probably good, man. Okay, so you're Capricorn. Capricorn's quite laid back people, I find. Very laid back.
Yeah.
You said something.
We are until we find what we really, really, really want to do. Once we find what we really want to do, I can't speak for anybody else, but we will run through cement walls to get where we want to get to.
Yeah.
Like
true.
once we love what we do, like that's definitely a shining quality about us Caps.
Yeah. So I wanted to go back a little bit to what you said about your jobs, because you was talking about it in one of your podcasts too, and you said you've done like retail jobs and security jobs. And, you know, I did quite a few security jobs as well, not because I wanted to. It just seemed like I got pushed into it the whole time, man. I was like, I don't want to do this, and I kept getting pushed back into it. I was like, what the? I'm too smart for security. But you know what? I'm not gonna. You said something about you should always you respect people who did security because it's a hard job, you know, you got to stand on your feet all the time and stuff. And you said this, and I was like, you know what? Actually, I do respect them guys, but what I do respect more than anything is I managed to hustle my way, which you said, like improvising. We're gonna go into in a second. I managed to improvise using security, get to build more wealth of knowledge, because I used to sit there the whole day doing nothing. So I'd be like, you know what? Let me start learning the language. Let me start finding out about computers. Let me start find out about
Yeah.
marketing. Let me, and I'll through security, like you said, a stepping stone or a bridge to
Yeah.
another platform. It got me where I am today. You know what I mean? It got me
Yeah.
smarter, got me educated, well-rounded, well worldly. So
Yeah.
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 Actually, I was gonna ask you, which job like did you not like the most? Was it security? Or which actually no, forget that.
Um
Which job helped you the most to make you realize I ain't doing this no more, man?
uh well, actually I can answer both, but
Yeah.
Macy's helped.
Mm,
Macy's helped, but security was my least favorite job.
yeah.
Macy's helped in a sense of multitasking.
Yeah.
Um, it was at my Macy's job that um, that it really planted the seed for me to start my own stuff and
Yeah.
do my own thing. Um, that was where I learned about it in Macy's, and it's funny because I remember uh, like sometimes the CEO comes around and everybody's like, and I knew that this was like the first sign that I looked at, and I was like, I know that I'm not going to be working for other people forever,
Mm.
because the CEO was meant to come around, and everybody was like panicking. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, the CEO is coming! The CEO is coming!
Or
Be on your best
nervous.
feet! Be on your best
Yeah,
feet!"
yeah,
And I was like, "Yo, I want to meet the CEO, man. I want to see how they think. I want to see what they're thinking about."
yeah. Mm.
Like I was not afraid. I wasn't. And so now I didn't, I didn't get a chance to because I was just an employee. So I kind of had to do as I was told,
Mm.
unfortunately. But that was the first seed that was planted in my brain. Like this, like just something better. I don't know where, I don't know how, but there's something better than what I'm experiencing right now.
Yes.
And so what I started doing, much like you, like with security, I started just reading up on like the super successful of the world. I
Mm.
started watching YouTube videos about um, people that live life purely free, like from a place of freedom.
Mm.
And so after I did that, that's when shortly after that, started blogging.
Mm.
So I used my experience on my lunch break to read up on stuff.
Yeah.
Now, on the flip side of that, there's security. Now, security, I didn't like because at work, I was minding my business. When I came to security, I was minding my business. I didn't bother nobody. I kind of just stayed to myself and did my job or whatever the case. And you do have those managers at work that feel like because you stay to yourself that they can kind of just come up and say whatever they want to you and you're just supposed to like take it.
Yeah.
That turned that turned me into an asshole at my job because I would do things on purpose to get deliberately fired from, and that's the only job I ever did that with. So at work, I used the excuse that I was doing schoolwork.
Yeah.
So I would take like a 2-hour lunch break on purpose because I didn't want to be there. So I took like a lunch break for 2 hours. I remember there was a time where I gave myself the day off because
Mm.
again, I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to be in front of somebody that was just talking a bunch of mess when I'm trying to do my job. Like I'm
Yeah.
not bothering anybody. I'm just doing my job.
Mm.
So I was like, well, um, if that's what I got to do with going to work every day and I'm minding my business, I'm not bothering anybody, I might as well stay home for a day. So I just
Yeah.
took the day off. Like I took the day off. And um, that was the only job that I purposely got fired from. Would I
Okay.
do it again? Yes,
Yeah, of
I
course,
would.
of course.
But they planted the seed of um, putting yourself in a position to do better.
Mm.
Because I'm like to mentally, um, as like I said, if this is what I have to deal with every day, when I'm minding my business, I'm doing my job, I'm doing what I'm supposed to, and I still have to be at the mercy of somebody else,
Yeah, yeah.
then I need to start leveling the playing field. I need to start taking my free time outside of my job more seriously. And so, yeah, those were like the seeds that really planted um, for me to branch off and like go in my own direction. So those two jobs was where it started.
All right, man. Sounds good. Okay, so are you consider yourself an introvert? Or are you an extrovert now? Or was you an introvert? Carry on.
I'm a bit of both. But I'm also an energy person. So it really depends on who I'm around. Like if I'm around somebody that's very like vibrant and lively and like we can crack jokes and just have a good time and have fun, then that's me. Like that, I am an energy person, so that's me.
Okay.
But if I'm trying to be very vibrant and I'm like, hey man, what's up? How are you? What's up?
Yeah.
Long time no see, man. Good to see you. And the other person is just like, hello, hey, what's up? How are you?
Yeah,
like it just like,
what the yo
it kind of right. Like, so it really does depend on who I'm around. It really does. Like, so I'm a bit of both. Truthfully, I'm a bit of both. But then I also have my moments where I just like to be by myself. I do. Like, I like to be by myself, but if I'm around vibrant people, then I'm vibrant.
Yeah. I'm the same, man, because when I go to like say some people's houses, man, their parents, and they're just all like, yeah, what's up? I'm like, yo, man, why do I have to come here, man? I don't even want to come here no more. Just sap the energy out of me. And like I said, I can imagine you'll do like security as well, man. And you're told to like, you're probably boring people, dumb people. Trust me, I've done the same jobs, man. And the people in that branch, they're not, even though they've got all this time and they're reading all these stupid magazines. I'm like, yo, you could use your time better, man, wisely. They're so dumb sometimes, man. I'm like, oh God, no. That's one of the reasons I couldn't stay in that, man. I was like, no, I can't stay in this. I can't stay in this.
Yeah.
I mean, but like I said, I respect them for doing it because some people are happy doing that job. Some people, I remember one guy, he used to speak about that job with passion. Like, yeah, man, security, and you got to watch the gates go up, you got to watch people coming in and out. And I'm like, yo, I'm looking at him like, yo, okay, yeah, man, doing a good job, Bob. Anyway, okay, your relationship with improvising, because obviously you was in these jobs and everything you've ever done.
Yeah.
I like the way you broke that down in one of your podcasts too. I think it's actually one of the last ones, actually the new ones, improvising.
Yeah.
Can you?
I learned how to improvise, man, from a conversation that I had. Well, not a conversation, but it was like a briefing at one of my jobs because I've also worked with children. I've also worked with children as well when I was trying to figure myself out. And one of the things that they said at the briefing was, you need us. We don't necessarily need you. And so hearing that is what taught me to improvise. It taught me to, instead of fighting for a seat at somebody else's table, in this case, the job, to build my own table. And so now that's another seed that was planted for me to go off in my own direction and write my own books, do podcasting, do business, perfume, whatever comes. So that was the main job that really taught me to improvise. And it made me think of Kevin O'Leary, who said that he was told at his job to pick up, I think, gum off the floor. But that's not what he was paid for. That's not the job he was assigned to. And so he told them no. So they had fired him. And he went on to, now you see him, he's on Shark Tank, he's a billionaire now, and this and that. And I took that and I applied that to my own life. And I feel like things come up all the time throughout life. And so if you can't improvise, whether it's a job or outside of your job, like wherever at, you miss out on a lot if you can't improvise.
Yeah.
And so in my experience, my job with working with these children is what helped me improvise, because it said, well, I don't want to be expendable. I don't want to walk on eggshells all the time, you know? And so that was the job that kind of sealed it for me to go in my own direction, just do my own stuff. Whether it's books, like stocks, podcasting, whatever I feel drawn to at that time. So now I'm in a position to build my own table. And now I could do really awesome podcasts like this. So shout out to you. But if I was working, I wouldn't be able to do that. Like I wouldn't be able to set this up with us if I was working.
Yeah,
you know, so that's where I learned to like improvise.
All right. And you know, as kids will do it to you as well, man. Change your outlook on the whole world. Trust me. Are you a family man? Do you have kids or?
I don't, man, but I have like nieces and nephews and like younger cousins.
So you got you get to give them back in it. You know, you get to borrow them and like, oh damn, no. Give them back. That's nice. I wish I had that luxury. Anyway, let's go into your books.
No, but kids are great motivators, man.
Kids
are great motivators.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's definitely. I'll keep you on your toes. Okay, your books. I think you wrote somewhere that you read 6 books in 3 months. Is that right? Or 6 books a month?
No, 6 books in 3 months.
Okay.
Because I really started like studying again, like the super successful of the world. And I realized that I had some catching up to do because I was reading like 1 book every like 4 months. Okay. And the super successful of the world, they read 30 books a year. Yeah, you know, and so I really felt like I had some catching up to do, man. So whether it was an ebook or a physical book, because I'm open to both, and sometimes I have audiobooks and stuff that I download as well. And so I just went on this thing of just absorbing knowledge, just whatever I felt drawn to in that moment, just absorbing knowledge. So yeah, it's about 6 books every like 3 months or so.
Yeah, I think the way I do it is I read 1 book I've read. Now I'm reading 2 books parallel, depending on what topics. Normally one English book, 1 German book, and then I'm listening to Audible while I'm in the cars or when I'm on journeys.
Nice.
So equivalent is like 3 books at once going into my head. That's what I'm always doing. There's no need to be like, I don't listen to radio. Well, I'm gonna listen to radio, the same songs being played constantly. Yo, the same. You can pinpoint if you listen to radios today. Tomorrow the songs will be exactly the same at the same time. I don't know if anyone's picked up on that. I think I'm the only one. So and then also,
I mean, that's why I don't listen to the radio either, man. Like I don't feel like I'm missing anything from the radio. Like even though it's been like a year or 2 since I've listened, it's like AM and FM. I don't feel like I'm missing anything.
Nah, man, you're
like
listening.
Most of the songs that they play, I could look up on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like I'm missing anything.
Yeah, missing nothing. And then obviously the type of books you read, like I'd never read fiction books. I just get nothing from it. I like all my books have to be non-fiction or informative. You don't have to be like network marketing books or, you know, something how you got rich, you know, how you build a house.
Yeah.
Books like that. That's always have information, but not like, okay, so Cinderella got married to the prince and everyone lived happily ever after. I hate that stuff. Really. So what I was gonna say, your okay, so you wrote 4 books. You wrote how does one come to the point where they write a book? Because you know, I don't know if I'm ever gonna write a book because my grammar, you know, I just can't get that down, man. You know, I'm the sort of person, I'll write a sentence. No, I'll write a sentence. Don't laugh. I'll write a sentence or a paragraph. And what I hear in my head, and what I see being written is 2 different things. Like I'll have like 16 words missing. I'm like, hold on. I'm sure I just wrote that word. I could swear, but it's not there. So that's why if I was to write a book, I'd have to go. There'd be about 25 revisions of it because I just miss so many words out. So how do you get maybe you can help me. How do you get the discipline to start thinking, okay, I'm going to write a book. you have to have a plan?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, but here's the thing: like books to me, it wasn't just me getting up and just writing a book. Books to me was redemption, because before that, I did do that. I job hopped. Like at one point, I wanted to do music. Then I wanted to do psychology. Then I wanted to swim. Like I wanted to be a professional swimmer.
Okay.
So I job hopped or career hopped quite a bit before I got to this point of like books is where I'm planting my feet and this is what I want to do. Like books was a way for me to, not to anybody else, but to redeem me, like to redeem myself of going a long period of time without knowing what I wanted to do. Because I saw my friends and people that were in my circle at that time figuring it out. They figured out what they wanted to do. And in essence, I felt like I had to play catch up a little bit, because I saw them, at the age of 20, they figured it out. At the age of 22, they figured it out. And I didn't really figure it out until I was like 25, 26. That's when it hit.
Still quite young though.
True. Yeah, I'm only just turned 33. Yeah. It doesn't feel like it, but just turned 33. But at the time I felt like I had to play catch up. So I was like, well, what can I do to redeem myself? Not, like I said, nobody was on top of me about anything. Nobody was saying, yo, you got to get your life together or else. Like nobody was doing that. But I saw people that I was once close to moving forward. Like they were moving forward with their lives. They were figuring things out. They got serious about what they wanted to do with themselves. And I think in my own little way, I didn't want to feel left out or left behind. So it made me get serious. It made me get serious about what I wanted to do. And so that's where like this crazy obsession, which is what I call it now, with writing came, because I was like, what can I do to catch myself up? And books was like the first thing that came to mind. And so I would wake up at like 2 a.m. every morning, and just write whatever came to mind. Like I would just write. Okay. And then once I finished, then I went back and I was like, okay, I'm about 40 pages in. I'm about 40 to 50 pages in. Okay, so now I can go back and edit. I can go back and do this and go back and do that. But yeah, that was like where like this crazy amount of discipline came from, because I wanted to prove it to me that I could finish what I started. Yeah. I didn't plan on making a career out of it. Initially, I was going to write that one book and then go back to something else and just go back to whatever I was doing before that. But I went back and I read the reviews of how people could relate to being introverted, but they had like these crazy dreams and these big things that they wanted to do. Yeah. And so like that was the icing on the cake for me. Like, all right, I might be onto something. I might be headed in a direction. I don't know where it's going. I don't know how this is going to play out, but I'm here for it. Like I'm here to see where this takes me, man. So yeah, that was the seed that was planted. And that's how I developed like this crazy level of discipline.
All right. I'm looking at your titles. I believe I have them here actually. An eagle eye with a lion's heart. Can you summarize that for me?
Yeah, man. Because I really started to study entrepreneurship, man. And one of the things that I found from many of the successful people is that they know their vision way before it even comes close to manifesting. And I related that to an eagle, right? So when an eagle has its eye on its prey, the eagle sees the prey before the prey knows what's up, before the prey can run away, before the prey can have a chance to escape. the ego sees it already. So egos have very keen senses of vision.
Yeah.
And they can see things from a mile away. And so I adapted that to being entrepreneurial, being creative, you know, and having a certain vision for your life that you want, that sometimes people that you tell it to may not see. They may think that you're out of your mind. They may think that what you're doing is never going to happen, but you know it will. You know that for sure that it'll happen if you just put in the work. And so I related that to this whole entrepreneur space and being creative. I related it to that. And the lions part came because I love lions. I have a thing with just looking up lions and how they like are super calculating with their families. Like a lion just never comes out and just rah, like they never do that. There's always a plan.
Yeah.
Like there's always a plan. Like the lioness might take it from the left, they go right or whatever, but there's always a plan. And so that's how I came up with an eagle eye with a lion's heart. Because you got to be lion hearted and you got to have ego vision to get what you want.
Yeah. Okay. And the second title is Entrepreneurial Spartans. Entrepreneurial Spartans.
Yeah.
Can you give me a summary of that? He said actually a grandson's tribute.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That was written in the form of a letter. Because my grandpa is no longer with us. He passed a couple of years ago. Okay. And I was at a crossroads about a decision. And my grandfather visits me through dreams. I know that different people talk to different people different, but he visits me through dreams. Okay. So whenever I'm not sure what to do, whenever I'm puzzled about something, I may have a dream about it and he may have a conversation with me during the dream at some point. And I was at a crossroads and he came to me in a dream and I said, Grandpa, I don't know what to do. I'm confused, blah, 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 like whatever I said. And he showed me the direction that I was supposed to go in. And so once I woke up, that was like the first thing that came to mind, just entrepreneurial Spartans, grandson's tribute. What would I say if he was still around? What would I say to tell him what type of person I turned out to be if he was here? What would I say? Like, what would I tell him what my experiences have been? Where have I been? Where am I going? So yeah, like that's where the whole entrepreneurial Spartans came from. Like it came from a dream. It came from a dream conversation that I had with somebody that had passed on.
Great. And then the third title is Lions and Wolves, the difference between entrepreneurs and network marketers. I guess that's self-explanatory, sort of.
Yeah. Yeah. I can give it a brief expression.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, explanation. I've been in the network marketing space, and sometimes people may get the two confused. Network marketing is not really entrepreneurship, even though it's a bridge. It's a gateway to that. If you use the money that you get from network marketing to start your own stuff, then it can be a bridge to entrepreneurship, but it's not necessarily entrepreneurship. So I just wanted to like explain the difference because I had been around both. And sometimes it is easy to get the two confused. Nothing against them because I learned a shit ton of stuff that I apply now. So nothing against network marketers, but it's not necessarily entrepreneurship. Not really.
Okay. And then the last title is Heavy in the Head for Those Who Wear Crowns. Now, actually give us a quick summary on that.
Yeah, man. Heavy as the Head for Those Who Wear Crowns was a combination of all my experiences. So flashbacking to when I wrote my first book, flashbacking to being able to speak at a podium, when I went down the street to the public school that I was a student in and being able to talk to the kids now. Just a combination of experiences. And I feel like there are kings and queens in everybody.
Yep.
You know, it just depends on how you see yourself, what your mindset is. But I feel like everybody is a king or queen in their own right. Now, it doesn't mean that you got to be a billionaire to be a queen or a king, but it's more of a mindset thing. Like it's mindset. So I just kind of took people down the trail of how I went from not knowing what I wanted to do to now it's like, okay, I want to plant generational wealth. I want to own stocks. I want to do this. I want to do that. And just the importance of ownership and how that was one of the major lessons that I had learned from my grandpa was owning things and owning stuff and not always being the please pick me, pick me person.
Yeah.
Because I remember being that person and it wasn't fun. And so, I just wanted to kind of show people like, listen, like, I'm no different from you. I just applied myself. I just found what I wanted to do and I just applied the shit out of myself. And so I feel like there's a king or queen in everybody, you know, and I just want to help people bring it out.
Yeah, but I was listening to one of your podcasts and you speaking about that also. You went to say there's a responsibility that goes with labeling yourself a king and a queen that a lot of people don't like represent or try and live up to. I love that.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, man. Because I go back and I because I think one of the things that I had spoken about on my podcast as well was the quiet nights as well. I do have moments where I do second guess and I do try to, am I making the right decision? Am I really doing this? Am I really doing that? Like, am I making the right decision? Sometimes I do. I second guess it. And being a king sounds good or queen, it sounds good. It sounds good in conversation. It sounds good when you're telling people, like, yes, I am the king of my life. I am the queen of my life. I am Superman. I am this. Like, it sounds good, but can you live up to the title that you're giving yourself?
Yeah.
And I think that is also a question that you got to ask yourself as well. Like, words have power, don't get me wrong. And you always want to speak positive things over yourself. But can you live up to what you're asking? Can you live up to what comes with being a king? Because there are sacrifices that come with that.
Yeah.
That sometimes it's small, sometimes it's big, but sacrifices come with it either way. You know what I mean? So, and that's what I was thinking about when I said that, like when I came up with that episode.
Sounds good. All right, man. Thanks for that. I need to read one of your books, man, or something. I need to get hold of one of them, man. I love it. You know, so I've had a couple of writers or authors on the show. And I'm always like, I want to read your book, man. And it's like I tell them that, and then that's the last I hear of it. And I'm like, where's the book? I need a book. I'll buy it. I'll buy the book. And I still don't have no books, man. Anyway, so I was looking at your no one sends me links, nothing. It's just like, actually there's one woman, I love it a bit, Nijama Smalls. She wrote the book, The Emotional Wounds to the Black Women, How to Heal Emotional Wounds of Black Women. Great title. I'm sure the book's great. I'm sure it's really great. And one day I'm going to read it. And I know she's listening. If you listen, I want a book. Anyway, so your future goals, you want to start a hotel business. I love that, man.
Yeah, man. You know what? I actually charging my phone. The hotel thing, man, it came from just thinking of what would be a great way to have everything that I'm doing in one place.
Yeah.
Because everything that I'm doing is connected. From the books to the perfume to wine to my podcasting stuff, like everything is all connected, and everything can kind of be woven in and out of each other, and it intertwines really well. And I was like, well, if I could have everything all in one place, like what would it be? And so like the hotel just seemed like a good fit. Like it just seemed like a perfect fit to what I was already building or what I'm currently building. So that's how the hotel aspect of it kind of came into the forefront.
Yeah, man. Sounds great, man. The perfume. How do you get into selling perfume?
Well, again, going back to books, books was the foundation for everything, man. I fell in love with just being expressive, you know, and using entrepreneurship as a form of not just business, not just business, but expression. And I felt like there were multiple ways to express yourself. And so what I wanted to do, because I felt like it would be a nice legacy piece, was I wanted to add, because I had my own scent at one point, but unfortunately my Facebook was hacked, so I got to rebuild. But I felt like adding that my grandfather had a scent, I had a scent, I found close friends that wanted scents themselves. Like I just felt like it would be a good legacy piece, you know. And so that's how the perfume aspect kind of came in to everything, because I just used my experience with books and I loved creating books. So I was like, well, what else can I create? I created books and that was great and that was fun. So what can I add to it? Like, what else can I do? What can I add to it? And so that's where like the perfume part kind of, again, it fit. Like it fit. So anybody that buys a book or shows love or shows support, like I just send them a sample. Like I just send out free samples.
That's sick. You know, you can put that scratch and sniff thing on there, you know, that little sticker, you scratch and sniff, your S%. Oh, yo, that's nice. That's nice. Yo, perfect. You got yourself an idea. You know, I said to my last guest, I said, any ideas?
See?
Any ideas you get for Black Ops? You transfer all the 15% of the procedures to me, the Black Ops Foundation. Oh yeah, no, I like that idea. And obviously,
don't worry, I'll give you your 10%, man.
Yeah, good.
I'll give you your 10%.
And the wine, obviously, that wine is lucrative, man. I had a friend who used to dabble in wine, and trust me, that is, yo, that's big money, man. Really, wine.
Yeah. No. So, do you think that was like when your friend did it, was it like its own separate like entity? Was it its own thing, or did they combine it with something? Like, how did they get into like the wine space?
You know what? Actually, I got two friends who do it. Actually, one's like a wine connoisseur, man. He can taste it. He does all that stuff. I'm like, yo, what, what are you doing, man? Just drink it. And his family owns a vineyard in it. So when they own the vineyard, you already set up. Do you know what I mean? You set up. You just have to crush it down. And you got wine.
Yeah.
And you know how it is, man. Some of these people have got like good head starts already. So, and I think the one other guy too, because I was quite young when I knew this guy. I knew he's, how did he get in? I don't know. All I know, he had a load of clients. I actually don't even know how he got into it, to be fair. You know, those are close guarded secrets, man. I don't tell you, man. I don't want you getting in there either. So, and I wasn't that interested in it.
Yeah.
I just know that they make a lot of, like that guy's house. So I was like, yo, look at this geezer's house, man. It was proper, like, huge, big, massive, like a castle. I was like, what you do? Yeah, wine. I sell wine. I was like, you sell wine, you got a castle. Yo, yeah, man. Yeah, so I can't really give you any tips. I could probably ask around them if you don't know anything about it, but yeah, I couldn't really help you any further.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always down to learn more about like the wine space. Because one of the things that I wanted to do, man, was I wanted to approach wine from not just red and white wine, but also like fruit infused.
Yeah.
I do know that there's a market for fruit and like wine infused with fruit. So that was really going to be my angle, instead of just going red and white, because everybody is doing red and white, like everybody. And so, I was going to go the fruit infused route, like mango wine, pineapple wine, rose wine. I was going to go that route.
Yeah, man. It's definitely a market for that stuff. Definitely. All right. Last question for today. Tell us about Operation Yellow Brick Road.
Operation Yellow Brick Road, man, is a mentoring program that it's in the works. It's not set up yet, but it's in the works. And that was conversation. I had a conversation with somebody that encouraged me to take a break, because in Capricorn fashion, I hate breaks. So they encouraged me to really just take a break, for once, because I didn't realize my own progress. I didn't realize that I had written 4 books. I didn't realize that I had now have this podcast. I didn't realize my own progress because I was so caught up in the hustle. I was so caught up in just getting to where I was trying to get to that I didn't pause for anything. I didn't take a break. And so once I did, I was able to realize how far I've come on my own journey. I looked at it like a yellow brick road. I did. I looked at it like, okay, so anybody that follows or decides to read my stuff, they could take some nuggets. They could take whatever resonates with them and apply that to their own life. And so once I paused and really took in everything that I had been able to do, from stocks to books now to podcasts, and really took a genuine break. I didn't try to force myself to work or nothing. I just took a day off. The mentoring program really just, again, it fit, and I was able to really realize my own progress. And so, because I've also volunteered with people that have disabilities, and going back to when I spoke on the podium, one thing I realized about people with disabilities, they have dreams too. They have big dreams and big goals and big things that they want to do, and so, but sometimes they're not aware of the fact that they're being talked about. They're not aware of it. It doesn't mean that they're oblivious. It just means that they're not aware because they're not mentally capable of understanding. Once I thought about that experience as well, I was like, what can I do to kind of help somebody else out the same way somebody else helped me out, And so, that's where the whole Operation Yellow Brick Road aspect of what I'm doing, that's where it kind of came from. Because I was thinking about my own progress, and then also people with disabilities, or they might be delayed or whatever, who also have big goals and big dreams. So that's where the Operation Yellow Brick Road, as far as philanthropy and giving back, that's where that part came from.
Yeah, man.
Just taking a break.
Sounds good, man. Hey, you got a lot ahead of you, man. You got a big career, big future. You're reaching that age now where you transition from a young man to someone who's considered wise. That's where you're going to. I find that happen with me too. I'm a little bit older than you. I'm 38. And I realize that now I'm starting to get different knowledge, man, different inputs. My brain's been updated now. I'm yo, I'm better now than I've ever been, so that's where you're heading as well, man. I can see that the transition's beautiful, man. You're going to be all right, man. Trust me. Just remember the one word, discipline. Thank you, man. And I think you've got that anyway. Like you said, you had your granddad still helping you out, giving you good advice. Trust me, as long as you got someone strong there who can push you. Because a lot of us, obviously African Americans, we don't have a strong family unit. Most of us don't. Dad's either gone or mom's not around. Just one of them ones. It's just normal. And when you got somebody there, you can always that's your benchmark. You always look back to that person and say, that was the person, man. I'm gonna do it for him. That's my faith person. And that's what you got, man. You're gonna be all right, man. You're gonna be fine.
Thank you,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, man.
Because
Hey,
sometimes, man, I wonder about even though I have faith in where I'm going, don't get me wrong, but sometimes I wonder, where is this taking me? I wish I knew. I wish I knew sometimes, man. But I appreciate that.
you'll be all right, man. Trust me, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you're going. You're gonna get there. And like you said, it's your own pace. You know, it
Yeah.
might not happen next week. It might not happen in a year or 2 years. It will happen though. That I can promise. As long as you're still doing it, don't give up. Yeah, man. And
Yeah.
I look forward to paying you to be my mentor. Actually, no, scratch that. No, scratch that. I look forward to staying in your hotel. I want my grapefruit wine. I want my penthouse suite on your house. You're paying. No. Anyway.
Yo, you know what, man? I might set you up, man. I might set you up with that. Yeah, bro.
Okay, man. Yo, we smashed it, man. It was a great interview, man. I felt good. I'll give the floor to you for a bit, man. Give me all your handles, where people can find you. You know, yeah, man.
First, shout out to you, man, for having me on. Much love. I am like Kayles Enterprises is my main thing all across my my social media. I have my Instagram as well, so and I'll spell it out because people butcher the fuck out of my name, so I'll just spell it out. It's Kayles Enterprises, and that's the same for my Twitter, my Instagram. I have a Facebook page with that same name as well. And if anybody wants to connect with me on Clubhouse, that's my name on Clubhouse as well. So again, it's Kayles Enterprises, and that's my handle all across my social media.
Yeah, man. Sounds good. Yo, David Williams.
Yes, sir.
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm gonna get you back on. I'm gonna get you back on in a couple of months. I'll reach out to you, man. It's full at the moment, but trust me.
Most definitely.
Yeah,
we're gonna stay connected, man. This is not a one-time thing.
Yeah, man, for sure.
All right.
All right, man. I'm gonna keep listening to your podcast.
I'm gonna send you my books too, man. Which ones do you want?
I heard this one. I heard this before. I'll tell you what. If you send me your books, I'm gonna do review on it, a proper review on your books live.
All right.
All right.
They'll
man.
be in your inbox by the night, man.
All right, cool, man. Sounds good. All right, then. Peace out, man. I'll see you later.
All right. Much love, man.
All right, bye.